Good afternoon, Peterson Panthers. Today, we're going to talk about Wonder by R.J. Palacio. August Pullman had been homeschooled due to complicated health issues related to a facial deformity and the rigorous surgery schedule that comes with it. His parents began to think, because August is 10, that maybe he needs to learn a little bit more than his mom can teach him. Maybe he also needs to learn to become part of the world that isn't always kind to those who are different. Enter middle school. At Beecher Prep in Manhattan, New York, 5th grade is the first year of middle school. So it's a good time for August to take on the world outside of his home. At first, Augie dreads the idea of so many kids staring at him. And who can blame him? But when his mom tells him about the chicks, no, not the beautiful 10-year-old babes, the actual chicks that are hatching in the science classroom incubator, he's kind of psyched. The principal arranges a small welcome committee for August. He asks 3 kids that are really nice to befriend August and help him transition into school life. Charlotte is polite and pleasant. Jack is a little bit reserved, but he's nice. And Julian is an unkind, creepy, pretty much creep from the beginning. The welcoming committee is far from perfect, and Augie finds himself sitting alone at lunch the first day of school. Out of the blue, a really nice girl named Summer sits down and starts talking to him. She first sits with him because she feels sorry for him, but it doesn't take long before the two become really good friends. Jack's desk is next to Augie's in almost every class, and once he gets used to Augie's face, Jack realized that Augie is actually a pretty cool kid. He's smart and he's a good friend. So while he's not exactly Mr. Popular, Augie's made a couple of solid, good friends. But Jack lacks self-confidence and courage and finds himself bad-mouthing Augie with the best of them. Except he doesn't realize that Augie is sitting in the next desk over, wearing a Halloween mask. It's a devastating betrayal, one that sends Augie bolting into the bathroom in tears, swearing he's never going to return to school. Luckily, his big sister talks him into returning, saying that you need to learn to cope with the awful days. Coping with awful days is part of the growing up process. So Augie goes back to school but drops Jack's friendship like a hot potato. At first, Jack is confused, and then he realizes where things went wrong. Jack feels like a jerk, and shortly thereafter, there's a showdown between Jack and that mean kid Julian, and guess what? Somebody ends up losing a baby tooth. Jack and August make up, and it seems like life is getting back to normal, at least until Jack returns from winter break and finds himself a total social reject. Julian has turned the entire class against Jack for his decision to remain friends with Augie, the freak. Jack's loyalty is truly put to the test. If he ditches Augie, he gets to hang out with the popular kids. Augie and Summer are pretty much the only kids still speaking to Augie, giving him support even though he's let Augie down in the past. The 5th graders go away to nature camp, and both Augie and Jack are beat up in the woods one night by some 7th graders who are out looking for trouble. Augie is both verbally and physically assaulted because of his appearance. A few of the boys from Augie's class circle back to see what's going on, but when they step in, the situation explodes. Sweatshirts are ripped, elbows get scraped, and most painfully, Augie's expensive hearing aids disappear in the night. What happens to Augie? Do his classmates help him take on the 7th graders? Or do they join in and continue the assault on Augie? Will good prevail? Will Augie spend the rest of middle school alone? Will Augie be accepted by his peers? So, if you'd like to find out what happens to Augie, the rest of his friends, and the joys of middle school, read Wonder by R.J. Palacio. This book spent 27 weeks as #1 on the New York Times bestseller list for middle school grade kids. Enjoy. And this is Miss Delgado coming from Peterson and Burbank. Have a great day.